Hi, I'm Rebecca Lloyd.
And I'm Steve Dixon.
And this is a minute of straight talk. Let's talk about war, folks. The war in the Ukraine, it's raging with Russia right now. Did you know that we have sent over $250 million worth of arms over to the Ukraine, undoubtedly with people who know how to use those arms? And as far as I'm aware, that seems to me to be a direct act of war, which means that we might be at war with Russia. Is that right, Steve?
Well, that's the question I asked when I was interviewed by the ABC the other day, which I don't think they aired that interview. But I mean, it's the question the Australian people need to ask of the Prime Minister and the opposition leader. Are we technically at war with Russia? Because if we are, I'm terrified. I'm terrified for my country. I'm terrified for our people. And we need to know whether or not the Prime Minister is going to send military personnel over to the Ukraine. And I think the Australian people should have a say on that through a plebiscite held on the 21st of May this year to ask whether or not the Australian people support sending Australian military personnel to a war in Europe.
Absolutely. Why should we send the best of our young men and women? It happens every single generation. I am firmly against seeing Ukrainian soil swallow up the blood of the best of our young people. We absolutely 100% need a plebiscite. We have enough troubles going on in our own country right now than to be dividing it up and sending over the spoils to a different country.
And something to really remember, in 2003, 1 million people ended up getting killed in Iraq when our government and our media told us our soldiers were going over there chasing weapons of mass destruction. They didn't exist. You know, that was a false flag war. We should never have been there. It was about the bloody petrodollar. It wasn't about saving people's lives. It was a false war we should never have been involved in.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Folks, we could go on for 5, 10, 20 minutes about this topic. I'm sure you feel strongly enough that we must protect our young people. We must protect our country's interests. We have enough issues right now staring down the barrel of a potential challenge with China. We cannot afford to be sending the best of our best over to a war that is not in our best interests. Voting is easy when you know how. Just look for the letter H to vote for Steve Dixon and Rebecca Lloyd. Let's do this together, Queensland. Written and authorised by Rebecca Lloyd, Brisbane, Queensland.